Okay, let's unpack this. We've got this stack of sources you shared with us, excerpts from a journal book,
Right.
all packed with prompts, ideas, quotes,
Yeah.
really aimed at cultivating joy.
Yeah, that's the core theme.
So our mission for this deep dive is to explore this material together, pull out the most valuable nuggets, insights about journaling for well-being, self-discovery.
Finding those surprising facts and practical ideas that you can actually use.
Exactly. And the material really sets the stage, doesn't it? It presents journaling not just as like a record, but a dynamic tool.
Definitely. It kicks off with that powerful Graham Greene quote,
Oh, yeah.
writing is a form of therapy. And he wonders how people who don't write manage to escape the madness, melancholia, the panic and fear of just being human.
Wow. That really frames it as essential almost, a release valve.
Totally. And it immediately clarifies, this isn't writing for anyone else. This is for you.
Right, purely private. It says your journal can be, well, anything, a confidant, a cheerleader.
Or even, and I found this interesting, an anthropology professor.
Huh. Teaching you objective observation skills about yourself.
Exactly. Learning to sort of step back and observe your own thoughts, your own experiences.
That's a cool metaphor.
And the core purpose they outline is all about processing. Processing the past, clarifying thoughts when things feel muddled.
Making sense of the world, your feelings, what you want, providing that outlet.
And crucially, it's a no-judgment zone. That's really emphasized.
Yeah, unlike, posting things online where you might filter yourself.
Right. Here you can rant, cry, brag, exult.
Hmm.
It explicitly says none of that is inappropriate.
It's for authentic emotional processing.
Yes, and that raw processing ties into growth, writing about those growth opportunities.
Even the really agonizing ones?
Especially those, maybe. The idea is you extract the lesson so you don't have to keep repeating the experience.
It reminds me of that Barbra Streisand line they mentioned.
There are no mistakes, only lessons to be learned.
Yeah. Your journal becomes the place you actually learn those lessons, reflect on them.
And it draws a contrast with the sort of curated sharing we see so much of.
Mm-hmm.
This private, intimate, solitary practice is positioned as the real cultivator of gratitude, appreciation, reflection, and ultimately joy.
So it shifts the focus inward away from needing external validation.
Exactly, which naturally leads to the next question. Okay, great idea, but how do you actually do it?
Yeah.
How do you start and keep going?
Right, the practicalities. And they get right into that, like the classic handwriting versus digital debate.
Yeah, the author has a clear preference for handwriting. Comfortable pen-bound notebook, finds it more intimate.
I get that. There's something tactile about it. Feels different.
There is. But credit where it's due, the source is balanced. It acknowledges the benefits of digital, too.
Like password protection for privacy.
Exactly. Security, easy searching, transferring notes, flexibility for revising things.
Especially if you're doing more creative stuff, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
And it even mentions some people find the soothing quality to the clicking of typing.
Huh. Okay, so the point is, find what feels right for you physically.
Pretty much. And here's a big relief, I think. It stresses this isn't about perfection or obligation.
Oh, thank goodness. Not another chore.
Right. You don't have to write every single day for 12 months straight. The author admits they haven't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It can be an imperfect practice, a cherished ritual, whatever. The goal is feeling happier, not more burdened.
So how do you get over that hump, that intimidation of the blank page?
Well, they offer some simple, really practical ideas like carrying a small, portable notebook. Something nondescript, maybe only 40 pages.
Makes it feel less daunting than some big fancy journal.
Exactly. Just something casual for jotting ideas down when you're out and about.
Like the author's own habit, they mention having dozens of these little notebooks stored away.
Yeah, and it's funny, they mention wanting them destroyed eventually, but also feeling sentimental, hoarding them.
Which kind of underlines that it's about the process, right? Capturing the thought, not necessarily creating a masterpiece.
Precisely. It's not about posterity. And they suggest maybe avoiding those intimidating fancy notebooks altogether, if they put you off.
So like simple school notebooks.
Yeah, or spiral ones where you can rip pages out easily, even just a legal pad or scrap paper. Keep the format low stakes.
And speaking of low stakes, they mentioned the freedom to just destroy pages.
Right. Burning or shredding notes that don't feel useful anymore. It's presented as totally fine.
That really reinforces the idea that the value is in the act of organizing your thoughts right now.
Exactly. Not the posterity of such mind wanderings, as they put it. The utility is in the moment.
Okay, so Beyond just processing emotions and daily stuff, the source really expands the uses for journaling, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it's way broader than just daily prompts. The list is pretty extensive.
Like practical things.
Definitely. Monitoring health stuff, food, exercise, medical conditions, keeping financial records even.
Okay. And more like memory keeping, too.
Yeah, scrapbook style, travel diaries,
Mm.
or using it for observations in social or work situations.
Jotting down quotes you like.
Or just playing with language. Trying out limericks, haiku, song lyrics, poetry, without any pressure.
And can be a starting point for bigger creative projects.
For sure. Developing short stories, novels, plays, or working on an autobiography or memoir.
But there's one specific use they really highlight for cultivating joy.
Ah, yes. The gratitude journal.
Right. Calling it a powerful mood-elevating tool universally recommended in positive psychology.
And this is where it connects to some solid science. Positive psychology research backs this up intentionally. Focusing on gratitude can literally shift your brain chemistry.
Wow. So just writing down things you're thankful for has real psychological benefits.
Seems so. It helps focus on the positive, reduces dwelling on the negative.
And what if writing is just not your thing or physically difficult?
Good point. The source mentions alternatives. Just reflecting consciously, maybe talking into a voice recorder.
Or even just jotting down key words or phrases.
Exactly. The core message keeps coming back. Make it work for you. Start a log, not blog, as they say.
Avoid the need for likes or comments. It's for self-discovery, not performance.
Precisely. And a huge part of that self-discovery, according to this material, involves using the journal to explore your inner world and shift your perspective.
But this is where the prompts and quotes really come in.
They're like invitations to have a conversation with yourself. Take Carl Rogers.
Yeah.
The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change.
That's a deep one.
Right. And the prompt basically asks, how hard do you find it to just accept yourself? It makes you confront that directly.
Or those quotes about attitude being everything. Swindoll, Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, attitude is more important than the circumstances, money, what others think. Happiness depends on your inward disposition.
So the prompt, how does your attitude feel today, isn't just superficial. It's asking you to examine that core internal factor.
Exactly. And I love the James Lowell quote, a weed is no more than a flower in disguise.
That's lovely.
It prompts you to find odd beauty, to look differently at things you might dismiss. Writing about it can change how you see the everyday.
And the source even embraces contradiction, right? With that appendix of opposing folk wisdom.
Yes, he who hesitates is lost, versus haste makes waste. Out of sight, out of mind, versus absence makes the heart grow fonder.
So the journal is a place to hold both sides without needing a simple answer.
Exactly. It challenges that black and white thinking. Life is full of paradox.
It also pushes you to look at your own thinking, the cages we build for ourselves.
That Guy Finley quote is powerful.
Yeah.
Nothing holds the mind captive, except for the cage it builds for itself out of its own mistaken thinking.
Oof. That hits home.
And it leads to prompts about modifying your perspective. How can you see things differently? How can you see the bars of your own cage and maybe step outside?
And that David Martin Lloyd-Jones question? Are you just listening to your negative self-talk?
Or are you talking to yourself?
Yeah.
Actively engaging. Maybe offering some kindness.
Yeah, the prompt is literally words of love for yourself. These aren't just passive quotes, they're prompts for active internal work.
Absolutely. And that internal work naturally connects to taking action in the world.
Ah, so it's not just navel-gazing, it's a tool for moving forward.
Right. Look at the MC Richards quote. A knowledge of the path cannot be substituted for putting one foot in front of the other.
So true.
And the prompt is, list tiny action steps. It turns reflection into a concrete plan right there on the page.
Or Will Rogers being blunt. Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there.
Yeah, pretty direct. And it prompts you. What will you do today or tomorrow? It becomes almost like a commitment.
The source also seems to embrace risk, which is interesting. Ray Bradbury.
You've got to jump off cliffs all the time and build your wings on the way down. Classic.
And that leads to asking yourself, what daring, risky, wonderful thing do you want to do? The journal is the safe space to explore that, maybe even plan the first step.
And it brings it back, crucially, to presence, how we use our time.
Carl Sandburg. Time is the coin of your life. Be careful lest you let other people spend it for you.
Makes you think. The prompt asks how you'll spend your time with joy, intentionally.
And William Feather adds that layer about missing happiness because we don't stop to enjoy it.
Right. leading to prompts about just slowing down, breathing, especially when things get tough, cultivating awareness.
And appreciating the ordinary things, like Andy Rooney suggests breakfast, flowers, a nap.
Yeah, the journal helps you notice those things, record them, make them feel more real and present through gratitude.
So finally, the material also touches on the act of writing itself, the joy in it.
Yeah, it's not just a means to an end. There's value in the act itself. That Writers on Writing section had some great insights.
Like anesnen.
We write to taste life twice, in the moment and in retrospect. That just perfectly captures it, doesn't it? Reliving and understanding through writing.
It really does. And Barbara Kingsolver's advice seems so practical.
Close the door, write like no one's watching, figure out what you have to say, not what others want to hear.
It's a call for authenticity. Block out the noise.
And Jean-Jacques Rousseau reminds us about imagination.
Yeah.
Reality has limits, imagination is boundless.
They link that to Dr. Seuss.
Right. And prompt you to see the world in new colors, smells, sounds, while you write. Let your imagination run wild on the page.
And that Jacob Bronowski quote gives writing such a profound context.
Every animal leaves traces of what it was. Man alone leaves traces of what he created.
So even a private journal entry is an act of creation, shaping understanding, maybe shaping yourself.
It connects journaling to that uniquely human thing, reflecting, understanding, creating meaning.
Okay, so pulling this all together from the sources you shared, journaling comes across as this really private, almost therapeutic tool.
Yeah, a way to process life's messiness, get clear on your thoughts and feelings.
Manage emotions and actively, consciously cultivate gratitude and joy.
And it's totally flexible, remember. Imperfect practice, tailored to you. Handwritten, digital, simple, complex, doesn't matter.
The power is in the act itself, putting thoughts down, making sense of things for yourself, using it dynamically.
For self-discovery, shifting perspective, moving forward.
So, building on those ideas, seeing the world fresh, finding joy in the ordinary, let's leave you with one last thought from the material, a quote from Henry Miller.
Yeah.
Every moment is a golden one for him who has the vision to recognize it as such.
So the question for you listening is, how can your own reflective practice, whatever form it takes after hearing all this, how can it help you cultivate that vision?
Help you see those goldy moments that are already there.
A great place to leave it.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the power of journaling for cultivating joy.